17 minutes. Alright, so I won't bore you guys, I guess. Just cut it down to 17 minutes. So. Yeah, I'm like depressed now. Yeah, I'm having issues with the landlord. It's not like about money or anything. It's just I saw this coming like when I first rented the property because I rented the property in an off season because I'm by the beach. Everything's about like location, so I rented it during the off season. So that already put me at a disadvantage to stay longer if I had to stay longer. You know what I'm saying? Because I signed a contract for 4 months. It was a short term. So technically, I guess the guy could kick me out at any time unless I sign another contract, even though he said it could be month to month, which he was okay with doing that. But now I think he's changing it because he wants 60 days notice instead of 30. I can't give him 60-day notice because my situation does not allow it to be that far in advance. So, and it was a temporary rental, and he said that you could stay longer if you wanted, but not really, because what he really wanted him to do is have me be guinea pigged into the property that apparently he never saw, or he never went in for repairs or anything at all, because it's the kind of condition it was in. Things were like really neglected and not working properly. Like the electricity in the unit is faulty, so at times it would just the whole wall of electricity would turn off and not work. So I had to deal with all that. The heating didn't work when I first got in there, and it was cold in February, so I had an issue with that. The painting done that I paid for was not done properly. It was most likely done by the neighbor or whoever the fuck his ass liquor is next door that does minor repairs, or this is the guy, he does minor repairs probably to discount the rent or some kind of deal. Alright, so he didn't actually pay a real contractor or whatever to check the unit out at all, because it's quite obvious once you live in it. Okay, so yep. And before this ridiculous thing has happened with the crisis and all this hell that's going on right now, before that I was planning to move out by the end of the contract. That was it. No issues about it. It was just that. Period. And all this stuff has gone on. Was working. I had some money saved, all kinds of things. It was just really, really chaotic for the last 4 months. So right now I'm not prepared to move quite yet, because I feel very uncertain about everything now. And that might be my fault because I'm more paranoid, but I don't want to end up in the street or something by making the wrong decisions. So if I do make the move, I have to make sure everything is in working order at this location. There's businesses running still or something. Things aren't closed or blocking my access, to things that I have to set up. So, whoa. That's what happens when you move. You gotta set up all utilities. You gotta set up the contract with the guy or the rental. You gotta have a job secure, whatever. Right now, I'm on unemployment because I lost my job during this thing, and I'm in the process of getting my son back, which is gonna be hard as it is because I have no contact with the father. And he's playing games because we can't get through the court system right now. It's tied up, so he's using to his advantage and playing games with me and putting me at a disadvantage. The more he goes on, he just finds ways to to frustrate me and block my access to my own kids. And that's been for 8 months, 9 months, almost a year. I don't even want to count up to a year, but it's almost a year, and there's no reasonable cooperation or agreement with me and him, like an adult. And I'm getting desperate, and I'm afraid to make the wrong decision that will land me in jail or something, because that's the next thing that's going to happen. He's going to throw me under the bus somehow, lie, and call the police on me. And they'll just trust what he says because he has more money than I do. This is the problem that we have here. Just, everyday people that don't have houses or set careers and things. And, I was doing fine with the kids by myself, and then I fell for the lies and the coercion and the threats and all of the above. And the court system just lets these people get away with it. They let them get away with domestic violence charges. My ex was charged many times, and the longest he ever spent in jail was a month, and that was it. He got away scot-free. He was able to work. He was able to buy a firearm. He was able to work another, change jobs with background check and everything, and he was able to progress. And yet I'm left with the damage, and I'm going to be the one crucified for his sins or something, it seems. I really have had it with the way this system works. And I also tried to get a restraining order at one point, and I was denied the restraining order. I have no idea why, because I had to discuss a lot of instances in front of a whole courtroom of people, which is very embarrassing and hard for me to do. And I got denied the restraining order. I don't know what to do. There's no justice for me. There's no justice for me. And a lot of all these years that I've been suffering with my own issues because of a person that's evil and has a personality disorder, and these people are able to run free, and they're mentally ill, and they should be locked up for life because they destroy lives. Get to where you are in life with hard work and your own ambitions. Don't be stepping on other people, throwing them under the bus, exposing their weaknesses and vulnerabilities to your advantage. And this is just this whole movement of Black Lives Matter, and I understand what they are going through, injustices, and no one's being accountable to anything. This is just basically how it is in this country, for the most part. Even in the blue states or whatever state you're in, it doesn't matter. It's really just a collective mindset of narcissism, and what can you get out of a person with a little amount of effort, that they just scheme their way to get to the topmost people, where they already have a set family structure, where they own property, or they're helped by their family financially and stuff. So the people that don't have that, they get scapegoated and pinned for crimes. There's a lot of people in the prison that are innocent. I believe that now. Before I was like, hey, you know what? There's a reason why you got in there somehow. But now with more education and my own life experience, they let the real criminals go. They let them go lightly, with a light sentence or no sentence, and they're imprisoning these people that didn't even commit any crimes, because other people are accusing them and manipulating the system. This is a bigger problem than Black Lives Matter, guys. That's just a small thing out of a whole big problem. Okay, and this is getting me depressed and anxious and all kinds of things because I try to do things a way that is just and the right way, or fair. Fair doesn't matter, to these people. Let's see how many minutes I got. Okay. This system of capitalism has gone out of control, but socialism isn't good either because we don't want to be stuck low income without a way out. Because then if you want to go to the extreme end, you'll end up in poverty your whole life and never have any way of advancement. We can see that now with the welfare system, the Section 8 system, the food stamp system. It makes you dependent on these services, and sometimes people are complacent with that, which, hey, if they are happy with that, leave them be. What's the problem with that? They don't want to be wealthy. They don't want to have $1 million homes. So fucking what? That's not the issue. The issue is those that don't want to be in that position and try to raise above it, that are being blocked by all these restrictions on how much money you can make, that you can't make above a certain amount of money, or you'll lose the safety net that supposedly was created for you. Nah, not really. Nah, it doesn't work like that. So there has to be a middle, like I always say. There must be balance. Everything in life is balance. You see everything in life as a balance that works. If it's not working, it's imbalance, right? Common sense. So, just look at a scale. If you're going to be on the scale, all the way, everything on one side, it's going to tumble. Everything on the other side is going to tumble. It has to be right in the middle, right in the center. So what's going on here? There can't be two opposite opposing parties. We're not. This is unfair system. Again, I have allergies, real bad. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna be changed at all. I don't see it changing at all. Because it would require the two parties coming together and working together as a pair. Like, isn't this a common sense thing? Why are we still running on these unfair? Why do we have to pick one candidate? Why with one set of values? There should be, let's say, maybe. Conservative and liberal party working together as a whole, or having a third party step in there. This is how, that's why some people have an advantage and the others don't, and they'll never be able to get up to that height, or they would have to fit in to adopt a manipulative tactics to get out of being poor. That's a lot of people that come from poverty that made it in life has sold themselves out, and even sold their own culture out to adopt American or whatever. And this is very disturbing and hurtful to me, because I don't believe I have to give up my culture to make it in this country. I'm not going to do that. I'm not a sellout. It looks like everything's pushing me to have to do that, or I'm going to end up staying in poverty my whole life, right? Real great guys. So we got to all look like them. We got to all act like them. The higher class of people, which is white, obviously. So we all have to, if you notice that, that a lot of people that are successful, that are minorities, they don't seem much like the minority group anymore. They seem like they've adopted, you know, a white kind of washout, kind of, what do they call that? Whitewashed. And then they look down on their own kind. It's very disturbing, and it pisses me off, and this is the worst thing that I've seen happen. And all you bastards out there are gonna say, why don't you move somewhere else? Well, I was born here. I didn't choose it. I didn't choose it, and we didn't choose it. All of the other people that are out there marching, we didn't choose to be in that position, did we? So, get some education on other people and other people's cultures, and you know what I'm saying? We don't have to adapt to what you are. It's not being genuine. That's why we have so many narcissists, because they have no empathy for others. It's just like, oh, join the crowd. You must look like them. You must talk like them. You have to have the same values. You can't like this. You can't like that. No, fuck off. I will never be someone I'm not. And if that makes me to live in a different country, then it will. So be it, because it will end up that way. And I'm going towards that. So it is what it is. That's all I'm going to say for now, because we're going to have all you conservatives out there attacking me, which, good for you. You could attack me all you want. I don't care. I'm educated. I have an average IQ. I don't have a low IQ. Just because I'm from, the bottom. So all your stereotypes about me, or people, or my people, or blacks, or minorities, you can go shove it up your ass. Thank you. Alright, so to all my subscribers that are supporting me,